What's up, boys? Before we start this video, I just want to clarify, I still don't have a voice, so you're gonna have to bear with me on the low volume commentary here. My throat feels a lot better now, but my voice still has not come back yet. So this is going to be my final predictions on the last bit of the play-in, as well as my thoughts on the last two games. If you guys like the content, maybe consider subscribing. It only takes about a second. About 80% of you guys aren't actually subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you guys were with me there when I hit 1K. Let's talk about this Bulls-Raptors game. Despite all the negativity that comes with the play-in, I know these are the kind of games you love to see. Teams that are desperately fighting to get a playoff spot, to be contenders when they believe they're the contenders, and it turns out to be great games, and it's fun to watch. And Toronto-Chicago was a perfect example of that. Toronto was up by 19 at one point. It was the highest they got their lead to. Alex Caruso was the assignment on Pascal, and at first it was looking real rough. I mean, dude could not guard him. Pascal was in his bag going off. And then Fred VanVleet, he had some crucial shots to continue their lead, but at the end of the stretch, he shot very poorly from the field. Did drop 26 points and get 12 rebounds on a double-double, but still shot really poorly and just couldn't close out the game. I mean, the Bulls did exactly what I thought they were going to do. They came out, they changed their game plan at halftime. They played really gritty defense. Alex Caruso was amazing on defense, like actually elite. And then Zach LaVine. I mean, Zach LaVine balled out. There's no other way to put it. If it wasn't for Zach LaVine, they would not have won this game. Dropped a 39 piece. Then we go to the Pelicans Thunder, and man, I really thought the Pelicans had this one. I really did, especially with Shea struggling in the first half. But once that third quarter rolled up, I knew it was over. I knew the game was over. There was no way the Pelicans were going to be able to sustain their lead, and it showed. Brandon Ingram was basically the only one doing anything apart from Jonas Valanciunas, who ended up getting hurt. CJ, man. CJ in these clutch time scenarios come postseason for the past 2 years has been terrible. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. He's been absolutely terrible. And we know who CJ is. The OKC, hats off to him. Lou Dort and Josh Giddey being able to step up like they did and just absolutely ball out is the reason why they were able to win that game, because Shea's going to get his. He'll figure out what he has to do, and that's exactly what happened. He figured out what he had to do, and because he had the supporting cast around him compared to New Orleans, who didn't, they win the game. First off, let's talk about Chicago and Miami. This game, I think, is going to be really good. I think it's going to be a really underrated game. So watching what I saw against Atlanta, I think Miami has a very real chance of losing this game. Jimmy Butler looked bad, and if he comes out playing an average to sub-average game like he did a couple nights ago, Chicago will ball out. I think Zach LaVine has his back to the wall, especially with the offseason coming up. Billy Donovan also has his back to the wall, and they're thinking, we're the better team here. We play the harder defense. But I think the biggest key factor here when it comes to Chicago winning this game, because that's who I'm taking. I'm taking Chicago to win this game. And I think what it comes down to is Miami's not going to feed Bam again. There's been so many times, not just this season, but last season too, where they just choose not to feed Bam, and Bam does absolutely nothing. He's not a facilitator with the ball. He doesn't play around the high post. And when he does, he just kicks it out to Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and he lets them go to work. And in order for Miami to win games offensively, because these are two horrible offenses going at each other, they need Bam Adebayo to get involved. And if he's not, Chicago is the way better offense. I think Zach LaVine will ball out. And then we got OKC versus Minnesota. I'm going with Minnesota to win this one. Listen, OKC just balled out against New Orleans for sure. They look incredible. They're super young. They're super talented. I love what they've been doing. Rudy Gobert's coming back. They're bigger than OKC. I don't think Ant's going to go 2 for 2 on horrific games like he did. He was playing through a bruised shoulder. As long as Karl Anthony Towns doesn't get into foul trouble again, which is a big if. If he does get into foul trouble again, OKC is definitely winning this game for sure, and I'll bite my bullet on that. But I truly believe that Minnesota can win this game and should win this game. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.